Many companies in the tourism sector are seeking to transform their businesses, not to assume that it can go back to the old ways of operating. I think the part that is most interesting is that throughout this period, there was still hiring. And although the hiring demand in tourism was lower than before, but in the last 6 months, we found that there were some businesses in tourism that were trying very hard to adapt. And for example, they saw an opportunity for work from hotel packages instead of working from home. Not everyone, finds it easy to work from home. So there were people who wanted to work from hotels, and so they were able to pull together some packages. They found that domestic tour activities can continue, but in a different format. They also found that if we really eventually want to move towards events, we have to do it in a more hybrid fashion, and this is an example of how we will do more of conferences and meetings in future. And these opportunities present themselves to the companies that are willing to make the adjustment. There is also a very healthy number of job opportunities that are being created because the businesses are having to pivot. For example, there is going to be a lot more digital engagement in every aspect of tourism business. If you are in MICE, for example, the way in which you organize an event is going to have to change, and the hotels want to plan for this change. The way in which you host meetings has got to change. It is not a physical engagement, it is much more of a virtual engagement. How do you do that? New skills need to be built up. Even the sales and marketing has to change. So the businesses in these sectors are therefore looking at supplementing their existing capabilities from within their own workforce, trying to bring in people with a relevant experience. And that is creating opportunities for people to come into the sector. So this is quite an exciting development, something very counterintuitive. We wouldn't have thought that it was happening in this way, but in a very good way. And so we really like to reach out to job seekers. If for any reason you had thought that opportunities in tourism has dried up, actually it hasn't. Tourism has always been a part of Singapore's economic development story. This was so from the early days of our independence. This remains so today. And even as we speak, the next chapter of the tourism story in Singapore is being rewritten.